Hello everyone. So let's discuss about today topic is about function, definition, declaration, and its call. Declaration, a way of defining function, types of argument and calling by value, and some extra other things. So I'm creating a new folder for that thing. What's not happening? Yeah. So I'm selecting the language CPP. Okay. Now I have to make that function. So I write include include iostream. First I have to save this file function.cpp, so it will save. Okay, now I remove this one also. Now let's make a function. So void fun. This is called, let's say, void man. Int man because it take int man, and cout you are in main, and we call fun function. This is function call. We calling a function, and we are going to define a function. For that we have to see out you are in fun. Okay, so yeah, so this is function call and this is function definition. Function definition, and we have to declare something more. This is called function declaration. Function declaration. Okay, so in this way this function will run. Let's run it. So what's happened? Yeah, so uh, what we have done wrong thing is that we haven't include using namespace and std some header file. So let's see. Now it will run. Yeah, so you are in main function, and then simultaneously it run the fun function. Okay, so I have to take indel. That's so that it can change the new line. Yeah, so let's run again. Yeah, so you are in main function, then after running this cout function, then it will run fun function. So yeah, so it's working. Now let's see about how we can make other also thing. So basically function way of to define a function. There are the four kinds of function. So take something, return nothing, take something. So generally I take some particular function which can generalize all the things. So let's take. So what I have to do, I have to delete that thing up to here. Yeah, from here I'm going to take int sum. Okay, I have to take two variables. First, what I have to do is I make a void main function. First, I make an int main function. Then I define int a assign 5 and b assign 6. Okay, now so int sum we are going to pass s assign sum a comma b, and we are going to print out sum is s. That's it. Now so this is our the main function, and we have to define that function. For that I have to make uh, define that function. So defining that, so this is definition of function. Now here I define so basically simply I return x plus y. So this is function definition, and I have called this is function call, and I have to one thing more. What I have to do, I have to declare that function. So I have to declare, so int sum uh, declaration of function. So what we have to do, we are going to declare, so return type is int and sum, and it will take two integer value, so that's why we are defining data type here int, and let's see what will happen. So it will perfectly run. Yeah, so the reason, so int sam, okay, here is the problem. Yeah, so sum is 11, so it's working now. I make a function. Let's see something more. Now these value x and y is called the formal argument, and this is the a and b is called the actual argument, and this is called the global declaration. So this one is global declaration, and let's make a more function which is called by the address. So when a formal argument are the pointer variable and its function called by its address. So in this way, so let's make that function and see how its syntax is about. So first thing is int main. I have to make main function. Then suppose int a is 5 and b is 6. Yeah. Now what if to int sum s is equals to sum, we are going to pass uh, address of a and address of b. Now see out, sum is Yes. So it is going to print out sum. Now I have to define that function. So sum I have to take I have to make a pointer variable so that it can receive an address of that variable. For that int and address of q. q. Okay, so these two variable can receive addresses. Now I have to return some of the variables. For that, what I have to do, I use the asterisk symbol and this p and asterisk q. So when I use this asterisk, so basically it indicates the actual variable what is stored in it. So in this way it will return the value here. So sum is going to return here and the sum is I think 11. So let's see what should happen. So first what I am missing, this is called function definition, sorry, function definition, and this is a call by address, you can say here, call by uh, this is formal argument. Okay, formal argument you can say here, and here we have actual argument, and something I am missing that I haven't declared. So first I have to declare that variable. So we are taking a int pointer variable, so that I'm using this one. Now let's see what will happen. Uh, Run. So okay, int, and I'm not returning any something value. So first I have to return that value. So I have returned. Now again it int initializer before. Okay, so what I have done wrong thing, I have not used semicolon here. And let's see. Yeah, so sum is 11. It's working now. Now let's see some more example to clear our concept. So call by reference means formal argument or reference variable, and it's called by a reference. So let's see that example also. For that we are going to use int sum. First I have to make main function. Okay, so in main function what I have to do, suppose I have a is equals to 5 and b is equals to 7. That's it. And int s, we are calling some function, and a comma b, and c out sum is s. Okay, so this one, yeah. So in this way, and we are going to return for any integer value you can return it. Okay, so now we have to make a function which take a reference variable. For that I have to make, so this is return type is int and take a reference variable. So int y, so yeah, it will take reference variable. So and then it will return that variable x plus y. So basically what it does actually, so it passed the uh, reference variable. So reference variable is going to A means A's reference is going to pass here and B's reference is here. Now the when we directly use X and Y, it's going to represent only that variable, not going to address, but it contain the address. When we directly use X, then its value it's come here. Now what I have to do is I have to declare that uh, variable. So stick and stick. So in this way, I can declare function. So let's run it. Yeah, so it's showing some error. So int as something I missed. Uh, okay, so the problem is here that uh, we passed reference and we are passing just address. That's why. Yeah, so it will work. Yeah, so it's working. So we have to use this symbol for passing a reference address like we call, but this is a reference variable. Now let's talk about more uh, inline function. So basically inline function is to make a function request. Actually we send a request to the compiler to make that function make that program is into inline function. So function, so let's take example. For that we have to make, for making of inline function we have to use the inline keyword, and in this way you can make a inline, but it not totally depend upon you, it depend upon the size of the function, so that if it satisfy that condition, that then it then the function will be inline. So that's the example. First I have to delete it. First I have to make a main function. So I make that main function. So cout you are in main, and I call function fun. This is function call. Okay. Now I have to define that function. So void fun. I'm defining that function. So cout you are in fun. So yeah, I have defined that function, fun function. Now the last thing I have to do is I have to request the compiler to make this function inline function. For that I have to use inline keyword void fun. Okay, so fun. Yeah, so this is also declaration also and a request to the compiler. So if the condition satisfied, then the compiler make its inline function. If not, then it will not doing make a inline function. So yeah, so let's take what will happen. Yeah, so we are not able to clearly see. I have to use indel. Now let's run it. Yeah, so you are a main and unit function. So this function is basically inline now because the size varies small, so that it definitely will be inline function. Now let's talk about some more concept of default argument. So default argument is a concept if the argument is not passed, so the default default argument will be initiated. Okay, so in this way we can use function. So let's take an example for that thing. So I have to did this person, and I have to make a first main function. So I make that main function. Now in main function, what I have to do is I have to take a value from the user. So I make two variable and cout enter two number, and then in del then sin we take a two number a and b, and cout sum is we call add function, and this will going to add that function. Okay, now some point in c. Now cout enter a number. So user will enter number. Now sin c. We can use here enter three number or enter three number. Now a, b, and c. Yeah, so they will enter, and again I have to cout sum is. Now I call add function and pass comma b comma c. Now and I'm going to return some value 9. Okay, so I have completed my main function. Now I have to a define a function. For that I have to use int and add function. So int x, int y, and int z. So I have these three variables. So it will simply return x plus y plus z. Yeah, so it will simply return. But here we have to do some uh, declaration. Int add and and int int is equals to 0. So here is going to pass a two variable only, and uh, actually we have to take a three argument, but we have passed two arguments. So what we actually do, it will defaultly pass as a 0 in z. So how it's work, let's see. So sum is and three number is okay. So something going wrong. Let's see what happened. uh Add. Okay, everything is fine. So let's run it. Enter two number. So I enter two number, let's say 5, 7, So sum is 12. Okay, so I have to use indel so that it will not create any hindrance. Yes, let's run it. So I take a 5 and 7. So yeah, so it's working, but something I have to use here backslash and let's see. Okay, 7, 4, 9, 49 and 2. So sum is 51. Enter 3 number. So enter 3 number. Now I have to use here backslash n, then it will work. 45 and 5. So sum is 50 and enter 3 number, and I have to enter 3 number 4, 5 and 1. So sum is 10. So default argument is working in this way. So if you not enter that value, it will defaultly pass a 0. Suppose I take a here 0 and I just erase this one. So what will happen? Let's see. Enter two numbers. Suppose I enter uh, 23 and 3, but sum is 23 because it passed only one variable and not going to happen wrong thing here. And let's see 23, 34, 34. So it's going to print sum is 102. So default argument work like this. And let's see about the function overloading. So how its function overloading is work. So function overloading, operator overloading and virtual function. These are the things. Suppose you have to do a similar type of a work. You have to find the area of a rectangle and area of a circle. So you don't make a different function. You make basically you make a single name function so that no confusion related to it. For that, let's see how we can define it. So first what we have to do is uh, let's make a main function first, and main, and then int r. So cout enter radius of a circle. So yeah, this will print out in a screen, and we are going to take a radius, and now we call a function name float area, and in that a we assign area name r. Okay, now cout area of circle is, let's print a value a, and it is going to print out. Now we have to take L, B and A. So cout enter length and breadth of rectangle. So yeah, So sin LB. Now A is equals to area sin L comma B, and C out area of a rectangle is A. So we have completed two function here. So what you can notice here is that the function name is same here. So function name is same here, area. So area. So how the compiler will identify that which function should bind with this variable and that with two variables. So it it follows some rules. According to that rule, the compiler decide which function is going to bind that with that thing. So first I have to define that function. So float area. We are going to take r, that is going to radius. So we are return 3.14 into r into r. So simply it will return the area of the circle. Now float int area int L and int B. So yeah, now it will return L into B. Yeah, so this will return, and let's see, we have to declare that variable, that function also. So int area, so int and int. So we have declared that float area, and we take some value as int type. We also have declared that function. Now let's run it. What will happen? Enter area of circle. Suppose I enter 4. So area of circle is that much, and enter the length and breadth. Okay, so let's run it again. So 4. So this is the area of circle. Now enter the length and breadth, 5 and 6. So yeah, it's working. So area of triangle is 30. So this is called function overloading. Define when you use a common name but perform a different operation. So this is called function overloading, and this function overloading is work on the basis of some different rule. uh, so how compiler works? So compiler first see the uh, function argument and its returning data type. According to that, he decide which function is going to bind with that call. Okay, so if function is not able to bind with not able to find which argument I have to find, then it promoted some data type for a char into int and int into float and float into double. So in this way, type conversion go on, and in this way the uh, compiler is able to find that which function is going to bind with that function call. So In this way we have completed the function all related. So thank you.